As part of the blood work I do for my annual enrollment clients, I run a test that compares their blood work to what's happening with methylation in their body at the same time. And we get a report that tells us how quickly they're aging, plus what's going on in their blood work that might make sense to supplement for or adjust for. I ran my test and it had a recommendation of like 9 different things. And one of the top recommendations it gave me was actually to take omegas. But when you looked at my omega number, it was well within normal, like in the middle of the range. It also recommended that I take things like P5P and glutamine and vitamin A, and there was like a list of like 10 things. So if I'm looking at my basic blood work, plus what happened in this report and where it says all of my numbers are, and I'm looking to improve my health the most, here's something you might not know. Your cardiovascular health is partly dependent on your thyroid health, and B2 and B6 are needed for thyroid health. My B6 is really low, so I need B6. Taking B6 also helps my body produce more glutamine, so I don't need to take glutamine. Taking the B6 will help take it because it helps improve it, because it helps metabolize that whole process. Some of the other recommendations were based on antioxidants, but again, those numbers were fairly high in the overall thing. And it also recommended that I take vitamin D, but my vitamin D was at the 98th percentile. So my list on this report that every practitioner who uses this test gets went from 10 things to 2. The only thing I'm going to change is that for a brief period in time, I'm going to add P5P, which is B6, and I'm going to add vitamin A. That's it. I'm not adding 10 things to my regime. I'm adding 2 to see if I can make the shift to make my health even a little bit better. When it comes to doing functional medicine or functional health or overall wellness and trying to de-medicate, we should also be thinking about de-supplementing. The goal should not be that you're taking 23 different supplements. That's just absurd. And the goal should also not be that you are replacing a medication with a supplement. We need to figure out what's happening genetically for you, what's happening in your body right now, and also what the family history and your history looks like so we know where to act and how to help support you the best. This is why I run genetics on every one of my clients, and it is why I run the basic blood work and why I run this test compared to your genetics. If you feel like you have been doing all the things and you are not moving the needle, it might be time to find a different person to work with to restore your optimal health. There's a link here. You can subscribe to my email list. You can also ask questions and you will get answers from me. It's just me here. I don't have staff. And for sure, you want to click that link and subscribe to my email list if you're at all interested in trying to rediscover your optimal health.